everyone. Welcome to the Season 7 opener of Crypto City. It's been a wild ride, and so many things have changed from the time that we started this show until now, and it's been so interesting watching all of the developments both in VR and in AI, crypto, all the different things that are going on right now. Some things that, you may have noticed is the prices of certain cryptocurrencies have been escalating. Cryptocurrency is now going to be allowed as part of 401k plans. So the government is definitely making some strides in that direction. That doesn't mean we go out and we spend all our money on crypto. So please still be wise about it and seek financial guidance if you're not comfortable or not sure what you're doing with crypto. There's some people here in the metaverse that we can connect you with. You might be able to talk to your financial advisor. Just be wise about whatever you're doing. But right now, we're seeing a lot of changes and a lot of growth. We're also seeing a lot of changes in AI and mixed reality right now. One of our previous guests, Rex, who's making the glasses for mixed reality, he has been very busy over the last year, and hopefully we're going to have him on as a Where Are They Now in a few weeks. But it would be great to see what he's been doing. And, there's been a lot more of this mixed reality coming fast and furious. When we first started doing this show, we mentioned, hey, these are some cool things that we see possible in the future. Now they're just part of everyday life. We know that Meta has glasses, Ray-Ban has glasses, like all these different glasses that are out there, but it's now just becoming very commonplace. So pay attention this year in particular with all the governmental changes that have happened. I think in the next 365, we are going to see some huge changes and some massive growth both here in VR and in the real world with mixed reality stuff. As far as VR goes, we're seeing a lot more games and apps coming out here, and we're seeing a lot more people entering into VR. And that includes, some celebrities and artists, which we've seen all along. Some people are really recognizing the value of being in here and doing things, whether it's music or acting. So keep your eyes open. You might see some interesting people in here. And as always, this is a playground for anyone who wants to try something new. If you like singing, you like acting, you like playing games, you like tech, and you want to learn more, you can do so many things here in VR. So for those of you who are new, follow along, go back, look at maybe some of our previous episodes, find out who the right contacts are for you to connect. Reach out to me, reach out to Blue Moon, reach out to DJ Marcus, Loudfire, any one of us, and we can point you in the right direction. But definitely stay focused and don't be intimidated. This is a land of opportunity in here. Pay attention and have fun. So this season, we are going to be talking to a lot of people who've made strides in here, people who have come in with a vision and really made it grow. And it could be within the metaverse or cross platforms from IRL to the metaverse. And tonight we have a very special guest who has been one of our followers and friends across many different platforms. And I'd like you all to help me welcome to the stage Inati. Inati, please join us.
Hey.
Hello and welcome. Please grab a seat. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for inviting me. Hey, everybody.
Well, you have certainly done a lot of stuff here in the metaverse. But, we met way back in the AltSpace days and, it was such a great community over there, and there was a lot of fun. And, most of us who went into AltSpace didn't go in there with the purpose of actually growing things here in the metaverse. We just went in for fun. So tell us a little bit about what brought you in your journey.
I was in a depressed state when I first got my headset. My sons bought the headset, and they were like, you got to do something, and why don't you work out? Well, we all know how I love to work out. So
I've seen you in a lot of classes.
So I was like, okay, there's got to be more than working out on this headset. So I started just investigating, researching, and I found AltSpace. And I was like, ooh, what is this? And, and I didn't know about the beta worlds. So I was just going in, just the worlds. And I was like, this is pretty cool. So I started hanging out. And then someone in campground said, you need to turn on the beta world switch. And I was like, oh, okay. And I did that. And that was it. I was like, I'm hooked. I'm done. I am here for it all. So yeah, AltSpace is great, and I miss it so much.
So when AltSpace closed, I mean, you missed it so much that a couple of you and Metaday, who's also been a longtime follower of ours, you guys kind of banded together and said, hey, you know what? People leaving AltSpace need to try and figure out where to go. Exactly. There's a lot of platforms out there. So tell us about this little organization that you started to try and help the community.
Yeah, well, we were wondering, like, where are these people now? Where did they go? So Metaday and I was like, well, let's just try to find them. And we started just searching, and we went over to Horizon trying to see who was there, and just started interviewing people. So we came up with Life After AltSpace just to give people a view of where people were, where did our community scatter to. So that was the whole concept behind that little podcast show. Yeah.
And I remember that it was actually really interesting because you would give people updates on things that were going on in the community and get people involved. It's funny too, because, those of us who grew up in AltSpace, we actually, it did form a lot of very strong bonds that have carried forward. I mean, Blue and I became friends in there, DJ Marcus, Fuchsia, like that. Most of the community here in the audience, Kip, Loudfire was one of my very first friends in the metaverse at all, and we've carried through all of these iterations. So, you have made a group of friends that we can see a picture up there from AltSpace and a picture down here from Zepeto, but you guys have been together all along and doing a lot of things together, but you wanted to keep the community feel here in VR. So tell us about 4T and what the goals were there.
Yeah, we started out as brand ambassadors for D-Nice Collection. So that's how we learned how we worked together. And then after that, AltSpace closed down. We came to VR chat. We were like, we should meet. We should meet up in real life, So that's how it all started. We should meet up in real life. And then we decided, it was such a great thing when we did meet up. We was like, well, let's do these meetups. Let's start doing these meetups. And we kind of just started, and it just took off. So, and we've got several under our belt. Atlanta.
Where did you go? Oh, you went to Atlanta. Okay.
We went to Atlanta. We went to Vegas. We're looking at trying to do new cities coming up. So it's going to be cool. And we thank the community for participating, because more and more people are starting to catch on to, what we do and wanting to participate. So, yeah.
I was very lucky this past year. I got to go to Vegas with you. That was your second Vegas trip. Or I think it was second or third. But
second,
I got to go. Blue got to go. Kip went. Like, there was a lot of us that got to go, and it was a lot of fun to see all of the people that we hang out with virtually every night and get to actually meet everyone face to face. And it's funny when you cross platform over to IRL, like, it's like you've known this person forever. It's not awkward. It's family.
Right.
It's family.
And it is family. And that's what we wanted to promote. It was like, we are people behind these headsets, and we form real relationships. And so why not, go into IRL and see how things are and meet up in IRL and stuff. So it was, it's just a continuation. Just a great merge.
I would like to point out, and this is just a joke, but Fuchsia is part of 4T. And Fuchsia is our virtual fitness bully. And Fuchsia runs the virtual fitness group, and yet you're still not in fitness. So,
well, Yeah, she lets me know. She lets me know all the time.
I'm like, you've got everything surrounding you now.
Yeah, yeah. I hear it from Fuchsia. Fuchsia gets me. Fuchsia gets on my case sometimes. So yeah, she's a bully for real. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry,
we love you, Fuchsia. We love you, Fuchsia. So, when you came in here, like in addition to like all of these things that you're doing to build the community together, you actually found some people in here that do one of your favorite things, which is singing karaoke. And so tell us a little bit about the karaoke worlds and how you kind of connected with them and what happened there.
It started in AltSpace. And although I was pretty shy coming into VR, and I was just look. I would observe people singing a lot, and I would go to Mama Kimmy's. Mama Kimmy had a spot,
I remember.
And I would go
yes.
in, and she was always asking, "You gonna sing?" And I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna sit back and watch," And then finally, she convinced me, and I got up and sang, and everybody was like, yeah, they were clapping. And I was like, wow, they like me. They really like me. So I started going more and more and seeing other karaoke spots, karaoke in the trees, at Tessa, and just having a good time. I had a great time singing. And I love karaoke because you can really screw up and nobody really cares. So it's
true. You can have fun with it. But I've heard you sing and your voice is beautiful. I have heard you sing way back in the AltSpace days and actually got you to perform at a Christmas concert that we did.
Yeah, so that was like one of the first performances I ever did because I was like, I'm not a performer. But then I was like, I'll try it. We'll see what happens. And it turned out pretty well. So yeah,
it turned out excellent.
But yeah, I found that I love singing. And I would not have been doing karaoke in real life if it wasn't for VR, really, because that's when I started doing it. It's like that's where I got my, behind the headset. I got got encouraged, and now I do it. I do it in real life now. So.
Well, we're going to get to that in a second, but let's talk a little bit about balancing the business stuff that you were doing in here, like 4T and Life After AltSpace. Even though those were for fun, they require a lot of time and commitment to organize things and keep them running and to keep the relationship and the friendships going within those groups. So that requires effort as well. And then trying to find your voice, literally, and grow that within here and becoming part of the musical community within VR. So how was that journey of like finding people in VR that not only do like the karaoke, but could kind of help you learn the business side of doing music as well?
It's been easier than I think I would have found in real life. I mean, because everything is like right here in your face, and everybody's so helpful and everybody that I've met has been helpful in giving advice and what to do and all that. And then my sisters, 4T, we bonded at D Nice Collection, so we knew the business side of that and just brought it into working in 4T. So we all have our roles. We definitely do. And am I standing up?
Yes, you did. you jumped out of the seat. It's okay.
But yeah, we all have our roles that we stick to, and we know our lanes. We stay in our lanes, and that's how we thrive. And as far as the music is concerned, I was flying blind, just singing, just whatever. And then I met Tilda Dawn, thanks to Von D. She introduced us in her karaoke spot. And that's how I got into the music side. He's been teaching me that side of it. So, yeah. Tilda Dawn, Coffee Productions.
Nice. Yeah, good shout out. So with all of those contacts and the things that you've been, learning and moving forward with, you, as you mentioned, you're doing this in real life as well as in here. So tell us a little bit about the IRL journey and how that has actually, been able to be symbiotic with what you have in here.
Well, I Well, first of all, the meetups, those are IRL, so that part there. But then the music thing, I didn't have confidence that I would even be doing what I'm doing. And I just, we just put out a single in February and it's doing well. And
Congratulations.
thank you. And we're working on a couple of other singles that are coming out. But it's been an easy transition. You do it in here and it's very easy because you got everybody around you or whatever, but then just moving it into real life, I haven't found any difficulties yet. I'm sure there will be, but I'm just thinking everything that I've learned here I've applied in real life and vice versa, so it's kind of a hand-in-hand thing.
So I've actually been fortunate enough to see you perform many, singing, whether it was a concert or an event that you've sang at. But you've also, so your video Enough, which was actually shot here in the metaverse, which was pretty cool. Tell us about that process, because we've had a few people on who have done videos here in the metaverse, and you've got a lot of opportunity available to you in here.
Yeah, wow. I was always showing up to be an extra in some Sherwood's videos. So when we came up with the song, I sent it to him and I said, "What do you think?" And he was like, "Oh, I have this idea," and I was like, "Okay," because I didn't know anything about the actual shooting. I was always an extra in the video. So we came up with the concept together. We worked really well together and got it done. We invited the community to be a part of it. Everybody showed up. It was so cool. And then the release was awesome. So yeah, I would not have dreamed of this. I would not have even thought that that this was even possible had it not been for VR, the VR community, and the people who have helped me along. Shout out to Sherwin, shout out to Colby Productions, the community help get this song out. Yep.
And it's funny, one of the things that people don't think of is, in the real world, when you're shooting a video, the amount of money and time and resources that you need to shoot a 3-minute video, it can take weeks and weeks and weeks. And you're trying to, sometimes if you're doing an outside one, you're working against the weather. If you're doing inside one, you might only have access to the venue for a short amount of time. And it's a lot of, hair, makeup, all the things that go along with it. In here, you can literally find any type of venue, background, anything, and then you always look beautiful because your avatar is perfect. Yeah, there you go. And it's like you have all of these things available to you that could significantly save money for artists trying to put together a video like this. And of course, the people who work on it, they're compensated for their time, but at the same time, you're talking, $40,000-$50,000 in the real world to come in here and do it for a fraction of that.
Oh my gosh. And the scenes, the scenery, me standing in front of a waterfall. Really,
right? How would you do that in the real world? You're going to go on location. So.
Yeah, it was a pretty amazing experience to do the shoot. It was, and then, being directed and having everybody come in and participate, that was awesome. That support was so awesome. So thank you all for supporting me in that. So yeah.
A great process. And then you've also, you've given back. Actually, we have up here the concert you did for Kyle's Legacy, which is actually my nonprofit. Yeah. And we did that over in Horizon Worlds, and you got up there and you did some spoken word and song, and it was such a beautiful thing to be able to watch you start in AltSpace, go through to Spatial, come into VR chat, into Horizon, and carry your gift and your art into all those platforms and share it with everybody.
I would not have thought of sharing, because the spoken word things, those are thoughts that I write down and I just put them to the side and throw them in the back somewhere and don't even think about them anymore. But to actually share that with the community and it being well received, that that's a good feeling. That is really a good feeling. And again, I just would not have even dreamed of being where I am today and what I've done without the VR community behind me.
Shay Arts, who's one of our beloved community members, she does a lot with spoken word, and she's done a few. She did an event back in February in Black History Month. She's done spoken word at her art gallery, and has invited the community to take part in that. And I feel like we're very familiar in here with watching just regular music go through, whether you're performing, whether you're a rapper, whether you're, singing different genres, but spoken word has become a lot more popular, I feel, in the last couple of years in here in the metaverse. So it's kind of cool that you can do both.
Yeah, and the fact that it was actually Tilda Don called B Productions that said, let's do this. Let's try to put this on some music. And I was like, really? I was always doubting. I'm the doubting Thomas, not realizing the potential, but he realized it, and I was like, okay. And I trusted him, and, we got enough. So that was cool. It was cool.
I love it. And it's actually, for any of you who have not heard it, if you're in the audience and you have not heard it be performed, definitely check it out on streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Or go to Inati's pages and you can get links there as well.
Also, yeah, I'm on. It's streaming on all platforms and also YouTube. The video is on the YouTube channel and it's under Inati. So yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about things that you have done outside of the music as well, because as an artist, you have done a lot of different things. We talked about you being a community pillar to try and bring people together. You've done music, but then you've also acted in here. Back in the AltSpace days. Yes. Yes. You were in a movie that actually won an award. So tell us about what that was like to get an opportunity that maybe you would not have done in the real world at all. So
that was when I was still like bouncing around trying to see what was going on in AltSpace. And I just happened to see that. And then I was actually going there just to see what was going on, not to audition. But Boogie was there. She was like, yo, go ahead and audition. You should audition. So I did, and got the part, and that was pretty cool. I met some new people. I was able to exercise my acting chops, and then that led to being in another movie that was written and directed by Ty Sky called Sunset, and we did that, and that was pretty cool. And then I did G Deuce's movie Expectations, and just here recently acted with you and DJ Marcus, The Heist. So that's another thing I didn't think was possible, but having the creativity of the writers and the directors and being able to morph into these characters and voices is pretty amazing. So
the opportunities that, like, it's so important for community members to understand, this is, always say it's so much more than a game, and it is, but it is a virtual land of opportunity to do anything. I mean, these movies that we get to act in, the concerts you get to perform in, the stand-up comedian worlds that are in here that people get to actually, come on and perform. Actually, like last week, over at Horizon Worlds, Gala Giant had one of the people from Comedy Central on his show, Jeff Horst.
Wow.
So, I mean, there are people coming in from outside, but there are people in here who are growing their skills and bringing them out to the outside, like you with your music. So, and, acting, again, like you said, I was in the movie with you. Have I ever acted before? No, but I saw something that I said, I really want to do this. I think this is going to be fun. And I actually loved it. And I would have never thought that. But if you were going to put me up on a stage in real life in front of all those people, it's intimidating. In here, maybe we gain a little bit of confidence behind the avatar, which allows us to put our feet into the edge of the water that we would not do in the real world. And that gives us even more opportunity.
And the support, it's the support as well that gives you the confidence to do it. Because I know that, I'm shy. Believe it or
Right?
not, I'm kind of shy when it comes to this. But the support has been amazing, and it has given me the courage to step out of my comfort zone and do these different things in VR. And it can only have happened in VR, So
For sure. Yeah. But you know what though? Your music's out there now
yeah.
and people are listening to it. Someone's going to come across it and be like, "Oh my God, I need more." And then it could be a producer, it could just be the fans, but either way, it's going to give you that impetus to keep going and do more and more and more. And I love that for you because you didn't even want to perform on stage at all. And now look at everything you've done, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. That's true. And when you first reached out to me about this, I was like, are we going to have enough to talk about? But then when you sent the list, I was like, oh, I did do that. Okay. Yeah, I did do that. All right. Yeah.
You've done quite a bit in here. And if you think about it, most of us have been on since right about the beginning of COVID. I mean, there's millions of people in here that we don't know, but like in our community, the vast majority of us came on during COVID. And that was also, one of the benefits that came out of COVID. COVID was a horrible thing. But there was some good that came out of it because we all came in here and we developed ourselves. We grew our skills. There are so many people in here who had zero tech skills, came in here and were like, hey, I want to learn more. I want to do this. Or connected with people in the metaverse who sparked their interest or said, hey, I can help you grow a business. I can help you learn this and that.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes from there at a snowball's pace. So it's amazing.
Yeah, I'm finding more and more things that are going on in VR that I'm becoming interested in, and I'm actually, putting my foot in the water to try, and it's all because of how easily accessible the information is here in VR, where people will help you and show you the ropes and building and
right?
Yeah, I would have never thought that I could build, but I built a house even though it's halfway standing, but it's there. Thank you, Kim.
Halfway standing, I love it. It's okay. It's okay. We know that technically, if you have a collider in there, it won't fall through. So
That's right. That's right.
So you've also gotten involved with some other community things as well, though. So right now, I know that earlier this year, you were part of DJ Marcus's Metaverse Music Conference, and you're also doing some stuff with the Sampler. So share with that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. We're on the staff of the Sampler. We help with the artists and coming up with the ideas for the show, and it's been a great experience as well. Got to get to meet other artists and seeing what they're doing in the community and getting tips from them on what they're doing. But yeah, shout out to Boo Bangers and the crew, for inviting us to be a part of the show. That it's something that I believed in from day one. Like I was like, this could go somewhere. And so I've always been a supporter of the show, but then when I had the opportunity to join the staff, I was like, yes, absolutely.
I agree with you on the Sampler. It's been around as long as we have. And to be honest with you, like I see it as a great opportunity for young up and coming artists to connect with the producer and put together some good stuff. Now, some of the people who come in and are taking part in it have already established themselves, but it's also, so it's a little bit of both. You've got some seasoned people and you've got some people who are starting out. And I've been sponsoring it for a while now because I actually feel that this is a great way for people to develop and actually, you're going to find some artists on here who have incredible voices and some great skills. And this is a place where they actually get a chance to showcase that. And you never know where it could go. We also know that Kip, our beloved Kip, who built this world, he was the first winner on the Sampler with an incredible song that everybody fell in love with. So, if anybody's not familiar with the Sampler, go check it out on YouTube. You can watch the back episodes and everything. But again, there's another opportunity in here for people with skills.
And we do have the Sampler Award show coming up in October. So look for those dates. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the Metaverse Music Conference that you were part of as well. So you got to speak on panels.
Oh yeah, that was cool. I again wouldn't have never thought that anybody would want to hear from me, but yeah, that was that was good. I was able to participate and moderate, so that was a great experience. And now I have moderator experience. Hint, hint. No, I'm just kidding.
Inati for hire. That's great, though. I love that you've been able to dabble in so many different things. And a lot of us have had this opportunity too. And it's just so fun. Like it's when I talk to my coworkers and my family and my friends, and I tell them all the different things that we do here in the metaverse, they're like, how do you do so many different things? I'm like, to be honest with you, you just have to be interested. You literally have to be interested and step forward and say, hey, I want to do this. And it might not be every opportunity you get to be part of, but there are many opportunities that you can get involved in.
Yeah. And there are so many helping hands out here that will, if you even see something that you may think, oh, I don't know anything about it, but maybe I'm a little interested, just go up to the person and ask them. I'm sure they would be more than happy to show you around or, bring you in or whatever. It's just, all you have to do is just reach out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Reach one and then reach one, teach one.
Exactly. Pay it forward. You learn skills, pass them on. There's no gatekeeping if you want the community to grow.
That's right.
And then that's a big thing. I mean, yes, everybody who has come in here brings something to the table, and maybe you're trying to build a business. So there's competition in here, but you know what? There's plenty of opportunity even with the competition. And the more we help each other, the more we make this platform more palatable to people coming in here who are who don't know anything about it, but they see shows like this on YouTube, or they hear you talking amongst your friends and stuff and saying, hey, look what I'm doing. And they're like, could this be something for me? We want this community to grow. We want VR to become more commonplace. And in the 6 years that I've been on here, it would be 6 years soon, but in that amount of time that I've been on here, I have watched this grow drastically.
Oh, yeah.
So bring other people in, bring everyone in, bring all your friends. Wouldn't it be great if you could work alongside all your friends and family and still have your own little niche? It's pretty cool. So, speaking of which, what is you, other than, we know you have your music coming up that's going to be released. So tell us a little bit about that and tell us about your future plans.
Oh, future plans. Of course, I have a couple of songs that are in production now. I am looking into working more in AI. And scripting, DJ Marcus and Kip, working with them.
Nice.
I want to get on board with that because I want to dilly dab in that. And I, it's endless. Like, I can't say that, I'm going to stay in this lane because there are so many lanes that you can, go into. And it just depends on what am I feeling today. Today, I might feel like being a scripter. Tomorrow, I might feel like being a singer. Might feel like being an actor in 2 weeks. It's just different. So I say my future plans are open because I can do anything.
Absolutely. And hear that. I can do anything, she said. So next season when she's hosting. But seriously, I do want to bring you back though on a future episode because we want to hear where you've gone with that. And if you are doing scripting, are you doing that as, for work, or are you doing it for play? Where will you go with this? Because there are endless roads for you to travel. And we also want to hear where your music career goes. So we'll definitely want to bring you back on a future season. We do our Where Are They Now, which, we tried to do one a season. That was Blue's idea. And I love it because we get to bring back some people and hear where they were and where they went. I mean, Cyber Shay's been on this show so many times because every single year she does a million things. She just launched an album. a week ago.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it's crazy the amount of things that this woman has done. So, I mean, there is a lot of opportunity that she has found here in the metaverse that she's capitalized on. And I see other people in the audience who've also done very similar things. So keep that in mind. And anything else that you'd like to share with us?
Well, I plan to continue to bring people into the metaverse. I have like 3 headsets. So I have my 2 that I loan out to people. And I let them keep it for however long, weeks or whatever, to try to introduce them to the metaverse. So I do hope to bring more people and introduce more people to the metaverse. That's one of my goals as well. Is to, yeah. But
I love that.
I mean, yeah. So check me out on Inati. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on TikTok. You know, me and Snow, we're on TikTok.
Oh, yes. You definitely need to check out her TikTok because her adorable dog is on there. Cutest little thing. Her dog has personality. I'm telling you that right now. So you need to go check it out. She can be feisty. She's funny. She's a little bit of everything, and she's about this big. So if you could give one bit of advice to new people coming in here, what would it be to start off our season? What would be your advice?
I would say be authentic. When you're building your friendships, you should not chase clout, but chase connection, because that's what's going to get you far in real world and in VR. The networking opportunities are fabulous, but just be authentic and be real.
Mm-hmm. Very
That's
good
it.
advice. That is very good advice. Everybody in here, you know, the more authentic you are, the more people are going to migrate to you and want to work with you and do things, you know, and if you come in here with a good heart and a good personality, you can grow so much. And even if, and I'm going to throw this out there because we always talk about all the opportunities and the things that you can do in here and the way people grow. It's okay to just come in here and want to hang out and socialize too.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to come in here and do business. You know, everything that people do needs spectators, needs people to be participants, needs people to hang out. And even if you come in here and just make friends with people and want to sit around and chat all night, you can not only make friends in here, you can make family. You can make connections for a lifetime with people in here. So come in and do it right, and you will grow.
Because nobody in the world cannot tell me that Blue, City, Fuchsia, Metaday, L Boogie, Kip are not family. No one can tell me that. You know?
Yep. We have been there through the good times, the bad times, and the fun times, and there's so much more times to come. So
so many relationships that were built on authenticity, and they last. The authentic relationships last.
And be supportive too, because support doesn't mean that you're throwing money at people. Support means you show up, you share, and you give them words of encouragement. And that is also a huge part of being in this community as well.
Definitely is. It definitely is. It's so important.
Mm-hmm. So follow Inati VR on Instagram. And next week, we actually have Ski G the Great coming on. And he is really big over in Horizon. He's done a lot of different things. He actually has a record store called Pinky's that we'll talk about when he comes on. And he's done podcasts. He's helped produce things. He's run events. And he's a great community member. So we're going to bring him over here to talk about all of that next week. And, you know, this season, we're kicking it off, wanting to talk about how people have grown here in the metaverse. Every season we have like a little bit of a theme or an angle. So if there's someone here in the metaverse that you're aware of, whether it's yourself or a friend that you have in here that you think has actually grown within here, whether it is their business or whether it is technology wise, or if they've just come in here and contributed and grown their skills, let us know and we may bring them on. We do have a pretty full schedule, and there's some people who are here in the audience right now who will be up here on this stage this season. So, but always reach out to us because we're always looking to bring people in, and if it's not up here on the stage, it might be on a special event. And I want to thank all of you for coming out here on a Monday night, starting season 7 with us. If you have not checked it out, the room you spawned in when you first came in, our little Hall of Fame room, all of last season is up on the wall now, thanks to Kip. So go check that out as well. If you were on last season, your face is on the wall. Take a picture. It's a cool little memory of being up there. And thank you so much for coming on tonight, Inati. We appreciate you being here. And good luck with all of your work. And I'm going to be watching because I want to hear more music from you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. And thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good week. And we're cut.
Yeah, we did it.
Good job. Yay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was fun.